Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to stand in here because it's starting to rain and I don't fancy getting that awfully wet at the minute. Yeah, back from a bit of a breakaway that we had. We were in the USA for 8 days there. Got back home on Thursday, which was great. It's now Saturday. But yeah, got just a bit of a breakaway. It's always nice to get away for a few days. And we go over most years, a lot of years we go to America for a week around this time of the year. You know, the busy time of the year is finished. Once you get in November, crops are in the ground, cattle are usually all inside, and it's a bit easier managed with cattle in and all that. So we have a bit of help too that time of the year. My brother Ben will usually do some of the feeding. A friend of ours, Robert, he'll do another bit of the feeding. So that works out well. And then a cousin of mine, Peter, also comes up and gives a hand out with different jobs around the yard, and keeps the show on the road, so we can go away for a week or so of a break. The one thing I didn't miss when I was away is this weather. It is wet, it is dull, it is miserable, and it's been like that, I think, more or less for the whole time we were away. In stark contrast to what we were putting up in the US. We had rain. Second day we were there, did a little bit of rain one afternoon, not much, a couple of bits of showers, and every other day basically was somewhere between, during the day it was somewhere between 15 and 18, 19 degrees, and in the evening time we had one night's frost, and most other nights it was maybe around 5-6 degrees, whatever, something like that. But just lovely crisp weather, and dry, really dry, not like what we've had all year. They've had really good weather over the year, probably not enough rain in some cases, but yeah, not drought conditions either. But yeah, we'd give our right arm at the minute for a little bit of that weather, or some of it here. But still a nice breakaway. I had a video up during the week, some footage that I took over there. Yeah, just different bits of clips seen along the way, and I have another bit that I'm going to stick in here now as well, just to kind of finish off the bit of American footage that I took over there. Yeah, we done a day round. We were in Moline, not far away from the John Deere Pavilion, which we've been to a few times before over the years, and we weren't that far away from it. We kind of had a free few hours, so we said go to it again, see what there is. There's usually a change in machinery, and it's fairly regular anyway. So we went to it to have a look around and see what there was there. So I have a bit of footage of that I'll put up now, and I have a bit of footage then as well at the end of a covered bridge, the last covered bridge in Illinois. You'll know them when I see them. Like there used to be red top bridges, I think they were called, and they were all over America, but this is the last one in Illinois, where we visited it the day before, and the day before we left, and it had a mishap then in the days after we've left. So a bit of footage of that, and I'll show you what happened with the bridge. So yeah, I suppose now we'll just go back to America, I wish, and you'll see a bit of footage in the pavilion in Moline. Alright, so we were passing through Moline, which is where the headquarters of John Deere is. We weren't too far away from the John Deere pavilion, so we're going to go in and have a little look and see what we can see in here. It's usually a good mix of machinery and whatnot, so let's go in and see what we got. Alright, so just inside the door, first thing we were met with is one of the very latest John Deere X9 1100 machines. So seen one of these working a couple of days ago and got a bit of footage of it, and the output on them is unbelievable. An absolute savage, a savage to put stuff through them. Let's see how many rows the header. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 row header. She's an awesome looking machine. This one here is on tracks, and then wide flotation wheels on the back. Yeah, absolutely lovely looking machine. The X9, it's the closest I've been to one actually, because the one I seen a few days ago was actually walking in the field, and it was drone footage that I had of it. Also see 8RX 410. So this is one of the track machine all around. Less compaction, and these are getting quite popular. Some of them even in Ireland at this stage, but yeah, nice. Different looking, definitely different. Finding those big tillage operators, the ones with reduced compaction, they're a bit of a must. Let's climb up into it and we'll have a wee look inside it. Alright, so inside, first thing you notice when you're inside is how wide that the track is on these machines. Tracks are well out, so it should be very stable in the field, and I guess you have to leave them that wide to be able to get the lock on them, to have a fairly good turning circle. But yeah, inside pretty much the same as the 8 series that we've seen in the John Deere dealership. The armchair leather seat, which looks increasingly more comfortable every time you see it. But yeah, nice view. So moving on from the Deere tractor onto the just Deere loading shovel. It's a 644X, and big beast of machine, used for pushing up grain, pushing off corn silage, loading diet feeders, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, popular. John Deere make a big range of both track machines, dozers and loading shovels over here that comes in yellow that we don't see over our side. So yeah, popular machines, and well built machines. I know on some of the diggers there's a link with them with Hitachi, so a lot of the track machine is actually Hitachi. I don't know about, I think I remember hearing something about Komatsu and Deere being involved in these here at one stage. Maybe that's wrong, but it's just something I just remember off the top of my head here. Bobcats, that's a pretty big one here, fully enclosed, and all on tracks. And then a smaller one here. This looks like an old school type one that must have been restored, but is in extremely good condition. I don't see anything to say what hours is on it, but yeah, lovely machine. There it is there. Skid steer, introduced in 1970. So yeah, nice one, and as I say, fully restored. Right, we'll see what else there is here. So some of the newer style lawnmowers that are steered using these levers. A couple of those here on display. What have we got around here now at the back of the X9? We have a John Deere Model A. So there's a wee bit of details about it here. 1950s Model A. It is 34 drawbar horsepower, 38 belt horsepower, which I'd say would be similar to engine horsepower, and was available in row crop also. So fully restored one, in really nice condition. Yeah, lovely, really nice job done on it. Not much wear on the pedals, which would indicate that there isn't big hours on it. So yeah, nice machine. There's a view down the bonnet of what it would have been like to drive it. Lovely. So here's a gator. Looks a little bit different than normal, some different colours on it. There's a tie-up here with John Deere and Ford for sustainable innovation going forward. Sustainable concept gator demonstrates Deere's commitment to achieving our product and circular goals by 2030. It is created with renewable, recycled and recyclable materials such as soybean, flax fibre, sugarcane, hemp fibre, bottles and even fish nets. So an interesting tie-up with Ford and John Deere to produce this machine. We see here we've got what looks to be one of John Deere's very first all-wheel drive tractors. We've got some chains going from the rear wheel here at the back, coming forward to drive the front axle here, and on the other side we've got some more chains on this side as well, coming from the rear axle to here. So obviously one of John Deere's first four-wheel drive machines. So very interesting. We've got an old school John Deere lawnmower. There's a selection of different machines here. This is what we're walking around. And then one of the newer lawnmowers on the other side. A 4010 diesel. So another one of the restored machines. It's also got the half cutout of the engine and transmission, gearbox, hydraulics, all that kind of stuff, so you can see basically what's going on in there and what some of the design was from all those years ago. Yeah, rated at 80 horsepower here. It says this machine was available to run on gas, diesel or LPG. So yeah, 4010 from around 1960. Nice. Yeah, some nice history here. The other thing I see here is this old John Deere number 55 combine. Again in restored condition. And driven by the main man himself up there, Santa. Yeah, awesome condition. Another smaller John Deere restored Model A, built on the, it's actually known the exact build date on the 11th, 23rd of the 11th, 1945. So she's one of the older ones. Nice. I think we might see if we can get up into this X9 combine and have a look at the view from up there, see what it's like. Alright, so a bit of a look at the X9 from up here. 16 row header. She's somewhat taking a lot of acres with you in the day with this machine. Again, my new favourite seat. This is all very familiar looking. A lot of stuff is similar to the tractor. Lever here, forward I presume for moving forward, back for moving back, and then all the functions here then for header, up, down, yeah, fan speed, rotor speed, it's all there. Engaging the header, engaging the rotor and the combine. Yeah, It's here for walking your auger or your spout in and out. Very nice. That's a view you could use today. See, one more thing we're going to have a little look at out here. The plough, and where John Deere all started off. So here's the thing that John Deere became famous for. Big problem when settlers come to the US. The ploughs from back home in Europe and in the rest of the world that was taken wouldn't clean, kept carrying, and left it very hard to plough the soil. But Deere come up with the brainwave of putting just a steel board on the plough and shining it. And when he done that, that was it. The soil just slid straight off it, turned over nice and even, and he took off and selling ploughs. Just sold unit after unit, and that got him established. He started off building near Dixon, Illinois, where we're staying, in a little place called Grandy Tour, and he moved from there then here to Moline, because Moline here is based right along the Mississippi River, and it meant then that when he built the ploughs here, he could transport them up and down the Mississippi River all over the country. So that's kind of what put Deere on the map. Very simple thing, but yeah, it worked and built from there. So humble beginnings to something like this. That's it. That's a quick look around the pavilion. Hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, so on to the next thing, see what else there is. Have a look at this, at our place of stay, just noticed in the car parking lot. Little rust on it. There must be absolutely no test or checking on anything. The whole bottom end of the chassis, including the spare wheel, fell out onto the ground. Where is your MOT or NCT or test there? So just a little bit of footage I took on Tuesday of it's a wooden red covered bridge. It's the last one in Illinois, but there is some still in them, I suppose, down further south. You don't see them that often now, but they were dotted all over the US back in the day, and a bit of history to them. That was on Tuesday, and on Thursday this happened. A lady lorry driver with 11 years driving experience decided it was a good idea to drive straight through the bridge and basically destroy it. You see the lorry and some of the damage on it. The trailer itself, you can see it now in a second. She just took the top off it like a bean tin being opened. There it is, just ripped off. And the remains at the top of it is actually stuck in the bridge itself. You can see it there just at the top. So yeah, very sad to see that happen. We used to visit that bridge regular enough when we'd be over. We'd have been at it probably 5 or 6 times over the years, and very sad to see that happening to it. But hopefully they will get it all repaired up and back to its original condition. So that's it. That's all the footage of the USA. I hope you enjoyed the few bits of clips. Yeah, I always take the camera with me. You never know what you'll see when you're on the road and floating around. And I just take the camera, the drone with me, and we'll see what we can find along the way. So hope you enjoyed it. Back to normal videoing over the next week and just what's going on the farm here. So yeah, until then. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I kind of forget how to do this because I haven't done much in the last couple of weeks. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, hit the sub button, leave a like in the video, comment down below if you have any questions. Yeah, and we'll see you next week. So have a good weekend.